you need to relax, recline, and unwind. Shop America's Signature Furniture today and at
We're live. We're live. Hi, folks. Dr. Joe here.
I'm
Glad to be here.
meteorologist Brad Nitz.
Right, let's get a little out there. We're going to go live on the radio in just a second here. So do me a favor. Tell all your friends to tune in on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, wherever else you can watch it. Got a lot of good things we're going to cover tonight. We're going to talk about why your pain won't go away. Question I get every single day, have for 34 years. Doc, I've been in pain for X amount of time, and I don't know why my pain won't go away, and no one can figure it out. We're going to give you some options today. So make sure you tune in. Tell your friends to tune in. We're going to get more followers. We're going to double our followers. Oh, here we go.
Information presented on this program is not intended to take the place of your personal physician's advice, and it is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Discuss this information with your own physician or healthcare provider to determine what is right for you.
Hey folks, Dr. Joe here. So glad you could spend a little time with us today. If you're a first-time listener, welcome. We get so many new listeners all around the country. It's so all around the world, actually. It's so great. And I love when I get messages from you guys. I know some of you, if you're different parts of the country, different parts of the world, you have questions, send them to me through my website, drjoe.com, and I just love answering your questions. It's a lot of fun. And what we're talking about today is I'm going to answer a question that I get every single day, and I've gotten every single day for the past 34 years that I've been in practice. And the question is, why won't my pain go away? Doc, I've been to all these different doctors. I've had shots. I've had physical therapy, whatever therapy they've done. Maybe they've done nothing. And Doc, my pain just won't go away. And I need your help. Help me help my pain go away. So there's a lot of different reasons why people have pain. Now, as a chiropractor, we always talk about bone pinching a nerve. And as an inside scoop, it's a little more than that. If a bone moves out of place, there's swelling at the facet joint. The facet joint is where the bones come together. And when there's swelling, that irritates the proprioceptive, the nociceptors, and the chanoreceptors. And nociceptors are the ones that fire off pain signals. And so you're irritating a nerve, and many times there's swelling that can do that, that sends an impulse up into the brain saying that it hurts. And then the brain sends a message back down that nerve impulse along the lateral spinal thalamic tract in the spine, and it says, hey, you have pain here. Do something about it. So pain is a good thing. I know that sounds strange, but pain is telling you that there's something wrong. And when you ignore it, that's when you start to have problems. And I see it every day. Patients come in our office, Dr. Joe, I've had pain for 2 weeks, 10 weeks, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And I say, what have you done for it? And sometimes they've done a few things, sometimes it's nothing. But the killer is when I take their x-rays. And I'll take an x-ray or look at an MRI, and I'll see that the discs between the spine, the spinal discs, are starting to wear out. And when the discs wear out, there's a lot of different words for that. Spondylosis, degenerative disc disease, arthritis, osteoarthritis, degeneration. And as the discs are wearing out, that's telling me that it's been there for a long time. Patient comes in the office and I see arthritis in the spine, I can tell them it's been there at least 10 years. It takes at least 10 years for arthritis to show up on an x-ray or an MRI. Wow. So they've had injuries for a long time. They've had nerve damage for a long time. Well, it didn't hurt that much, Doc. It was just a little stiff sometimes. Well, guess what? That's a problem. We got to get in there and we got to fix it because it's telling us that there's something wrong. A little bit of pain, a lot of pain, something's wrong. Now, you can have a pinched nerve and no pain. I've had patients come in, get in a car accident, and we know the cause. We know the mechanism of trauma. They got hit yesterday, their head snapped back and forth. They come in, they got shooting pain down their arm. We take x-rays, and I see arthritis. Doc, I've never had neck pain in my life before. Well, A, they're lying, or B, they were damaging nerves that didn't feel pain. 90% of your nerves don't feel pain. So you can have a pinched nerve, you can have arthritis, and not know it. That's why it's so important you get your spine checked just like you get your eyes checked, like you get your teeth checked. You get your car checked. If that light comes on in my car, service required, what do? I make time in my schedule, I get it to my mechanic, and I say, what is this? And 99.9% of the time, it's an oil change or it's something really simple. And sometimes it's time for brake pads or sometimes it's time for an air filter, whatever it is. And that's the warning sign. When you have pain, that's your warning sign. But if you get the car tuned up before it breaks down, it's a lot easier. Well, that's what you want to do. You want to maintain your health. But let's talk about some reasons your pain won't go away. Number one, most obvious one, inflammation. Now, inflammation is a normal process. It's supposed to happen. I get punched in the arm, my arm swells up. I got a toothache, I swell up. I cut my hand, it swells up. So inflammation is normal. What happens is there's something called cytokines, and they're chemical messengers secreted by the body. So the cytokine is being released, and they can elicit nerve pain, they can cause inflammation, and if the cytokines get out of control, and there's two different types, one increases, one decreases inflammation. If it gets out of control, then we have a chronic pain patient. And not meaning they're a pain in the neck, that means they have a pain in the neck. So what happens is in chronic pain, you have something called microglia. Now what that is, it's part of the innate immune system in the central nervous system. Central nervous system is the brain and the spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system is outside the spinal cord. Central, peripheral. It's pretty easy to remember that there. So what happens is these cytokines are being released by the microglia, and it's stuck in the mode where they continue to excrete inflammatory cytokines. And that's when you start having big problems. Now, under normal circumstances, the microglia will shift from producing inflammatory cytokines to anti-inflammatory ones, and then the cell heals. Sounds like a normal process. I get punched in the arm, there's inflammation, the microglia release cytokines, the cytokines say, okay, there's inflammation, the threat is gone, the body says, okay, the threat is gone, let's produce anti-inflammatory chemicals now and get this to heal. Sometimes it goes awry. Once the balance is restored, the microglia return to their normal state and they start doing what they're supposed to do. So what can we do to calm down this production of these inflammatory chemicals? That's the question everybody has. One of the things we want to look at is sleep. When you sleep, your body heals. How many people have trouble sleeping? Raise your hands. A lot of you, yes. It's not something that's uncommon. In fact, it's something that's very common. And it's, you watch these commercials. It's perfect to sleep 8 hours a day, or 7 to 8 hours is the perfect, that's the Goldilocks zone, 7 to 8 hours is the perfect area that you want to be sleeping. Well, it makes it look simple, and then you can take this pill, and that'll help you sleep 7 to 8 hours. But many times these pills don't let you go into the healing phase, the REM sleep. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Not the band from Athens, Georgia. REM is the rapid eye movement sleep. And a lot of times people can't get into that phase, so even if you take medication, you may be knocked out, but you're not sleeping into that healing phase, and that's what we want to do. Exercise can help, but here's the irony. If you're in pain, what do you want to not do? Exercise. I don't want to exercise when I have a headache, and sometimes that makes the problem worse. So what we need to do is find out what exercise you can do. If it's walking, for some of you it might be getting out of bed and walking to the bathroom. That's the most exercise you can do. Do it. Walk around your bed. Maybe it's going out for a hike. Maybe it's just lifting weights with your arms. Maybe it's doing push-ups. It depends what level you can do it at to help reverse these microglia production of the inflammatory cytokines to help bring down the swelling. Folks, I got to go to a break. I'm going to open up the phone lines. If you do, my screener's in there. Okay, if you have a question, give us a call. The number is 844-44-Dr.Joe. 844-44-DRJOE. That's the number here at the studio. That number, by the way, rings through to my offices when I'm not on the air. In the Atlanta area, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge. And the website is drjoe.com. We're going to talk a lot about that coming up. But again, if you have a healthcare question, give us a call, 844-44-Dr.Joe. We'll be right back.
We know how important the news, weather, and traffic are to you.
If it's too cold, I turn the air conditioner
Oh.
Any questions on Facebook or Instagram?
Yes, we have one question.
We have one already. Good.
So this is from somebody who said that, Dr. Joe, my husband met you first time Friday inquiring on sugars.
Okay.
Second day, and I have a very, very bad headache and sugar cravings.
Yes.
What can I take for the headaches?
Okay, for the headaches, you want to do some anti-inflammatory things. We're going to talk about today. Turmeric works real well. If you do a turmeric supplement, make sure it has some black pepper in it, because black pepper has something called pepperine. And pepperine helps activate the curcumin, which is in the turmeric, and makes it about 1,000 times more effective. So if you're going to do turmeric supplements, you can try that. It's an anti-inflammatory. Ice is very good. Chiropractic, of course, is the ultimate, because if you have pinched nerves, you want to put the bones back in place and fix that. And with the sugar cravings, you can try a little bit of stevia or maybe a piece of fruit. It's going to take about 3 or 4 days to get these cravings under control, because your body is used to having sugar getting into the brain, into the nucleus accumbens, and releasing dopamine. And so you get high off that sugar. And now you're not getting high anymore. And so your body's saying, whoa, something's wrong here, just like coming off coffee. So you can try a little bit of something like fruit or stevia to help that. The ice, the turmeric would be great. And if you have to, and I don't recommend this, but if the pain is unbearable, you might want to try some acetaminophen. Now, acetaminophen, when it gets into the liver, prevent your liver from producing something called glutathione. Glutathione is your major antioxidant in the body. So we got to be real careful if we're taking medication that we want to rebuild the glutathione. And you can do that by taking a supplement called N-acetylcysteine. I know I just gave you a bunch of chemical words there. Yes?
So going back to that turmeric then, how much is recommended?
Whatever the bottle is, if you buy a supplement, it'll say it right on there. Now you can use the powdered turmeric if you want. It's a very, very sharp, bitter flavor. So if you want, I would do the supplements because it's concentrated. And whatever the supplement says, depending what the manufacturer does, how concentrated it should be, because one pill might have a higher concentration than others. So follow the directions.
And now we got a completely different topic. What do you use to repel bugs when you go hiking?
I like to cover up when I go hiking. You can use some chemicals. Neem oil kind of works for that. But I like to cover up. I'll wear baggy clothes. I'll wear scrubs. I've got a bunch of scrubs I wear. And when hiking, you can use dryer sheets. But dryer sheets are chemicals. They're endocrine disruptors. So I've seen people say, put a dryer sheet in your shirt pocket and it keeps the bugs away. I guess it works, but I don't want to put endocrine disrupting chemicals into my body. So I like to cover up the best I possibly can when I'm hiking, because not only is it going to be the bugs, because it may, if you put oil on it, it may keep some bugs away, but not others. It'll keep it from getting scratched, and so that's why I like to just protect the body physically. Same thing with sun. I'll be out in the sun 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then I cover up. Because there are sunscreens that are better than others, but I'd rather not put any chemicals in my body if I can avoid them. So.
And what do you like to do outside?
I like to do everything outside. Anything I can do outside, I'm happy with. I like hiking, of course. There's some great hiking. I talk about that a lot.
I know you've got a kayak rack on your car.
I got a kayak rack on my car, so I like to go kayaking. I do. I just bought some inflatable rafts at a garage sale. They're really cheap. They're like $15 each. So I got to blow them up and see if they work and see if I can kayak in those. They have oar holes in them, but I don't know if it's going to work or not. I got to see. But I thought for $15.
I've seen those. They just look so expensive.
Yeah.
Like 15, $2,000.
Yeah, they were. This was $15 each. It was at a garage sale. So I got to fill them up and see if they work. And they look brand new. There was not any watermarks or anything on them. So I'm going to fill them up and see what I can do with that. But I like water sports. I like going out and swimming and hiking and being outside. Gardening is great. And once again, the bugs can be an issue though. So that's why I cover up. Right. And now West Nile this year has been really bad for West Nile. So please, please, please don't take risks with skeeter bites.
Here's a more serious question. Dr. Joe, I have osteoporosis, arthritis in my shoulders and knees. I'm also vegan. Is there a plant-based cure for the pain?
We're going to talk about that today, so make sure you tune into that. Super Greens and Essential Source is going to be part of it, but the key is going to be you're going to need chiropractic care. Because no matter how good your diet is, if you have osteoarthritis, bones are out of alignment, rubbing up against each other. And that's mechanical, not chemical. So you're going to need chiropractic care along with that. If you want to come see us, I'm a vegan doctor. I'll put together a whole protocol for you based on vegan. What you need? Okay. But come see us. Go to Dr.Joe.com. You can set up an appointment. Come see us. I'd love to be your doctor. I love fellow vegans as patients, or plant-based if that's what it was. Okay. I'm going to be back on the air here, folks. So if you have any questions, Facebook or Instagram, just type them in.
He would be the Brad Pitt of radio. That's why you listen to Dr. Joe Esposito on WSB.
Hey folks, Dr. Joe here. Glad you're there because we're talking today, we're answering a question today. Why won't my pain go away? And it's a question I get every day in my practice, all my doctors, and we have 3 offices in the Atlanta area, Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge, and we get that pain question every single day. Why won't my pain go away? And so we become investigators, and we got to dig around. Now here's the thing. I would love for everyone listening, everyone watching, we stream these on Facebook and Instagram. Our podcast is called For the Health of It. Our podcasts are also on my website, drjoe.com. Here's the thing. If you come see us and you've got a problem, chances are it's not going to go away in one visit. I'm just going to be real honest with you. So don't expect miracles. And sometimes miracles happen. We've had patients, and I thought it was going to take a long time, and we do it, and it's amazing, and they do great. But if you come in and expecting me to solve the problem, or my team of doctors, it's going to take more than one visit in most cases, and you're going to have to work with us. That's why I push the nutrition so hard, because you have control over that. You can control what's a lot of your pain problems, a lot of your nerve problems, because remember, 90% of the nerves don't feel pain. So we're talking about repairing inflammation, and we talked about the microglia producing cytokines and as inflammatory and anti-inflammatory cytokines, and those are chemicals that either cause inflammation or fight inflammation. And when the microglia go kind of haywire, they're producing too much of the inflammatory and not enough the anti-inflammatory. So how do we reboot the nervous system? And we talked about sleep, which is important. That was right before the break. A lot of people have sleep issues because their stomach is pushed up against their diaphragm. And the diaphragm is spasmed and it's not dropping down. When you breathe, the diaphragm drops down, you suck air in. When you exhale, it pushes air out. And that's how normal breathing goes. Now, when you're standing, you have gravity pulling your diaphragm down for you. When you're laying down, you don't have gravity. And so the stomach can push up against the diaphragm and you don't get enough sleep. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. And a while ago, he and I were at a party, and we got a hotel room because I didn't want to spend the night at the party. And he snores like a son of a gun. And I was like trying to poke him and wouldn't wake up. And so what he did is he got an app. There's an app for that. And he started recording himself. And he says, I can't believe it. I was snoring like 60% of the night, 70% of the night. So now you can actually monitor yourself if you live alone, because he lives alone. And this time, of course, we're in a room. And he said, now I got to do something about it. So if you're not getting a good deep sleep, it could be that you're not breathing properly. And breathing is a big issue. A lot of people have mucus. Number one mucus producer, what is it? Dairy products. What's the number two mucus producer? Wheat. So here's a simple little thing, especially as we go into cold and flu season. You want to go on an anti-mucus diet, which is also an anti-inflammatory diet, by the way, same thing. You want to give up the wheat and the dairy products, because the wheat and the dairy products produce mucus, and that can, give you that full feeling, blowing your nose in the morning, phlegm in your throat, and it also can get in your lungs, so you're not going to be able to breathe as well. So you got to give up the wheat and the dairy products. Those are the very inflammatory foods, and that can help you get sleep, which will get you into the REM stage, which will help your body heal. Let's start taking some callers. If you have a question, 844-44-Dr.Joe, 844-444-DRJOE. Andy, how can we make your day better? I am so happy you're here. Excellent. Right. Sure. Good. Right. Understood. Okay. The clavicle can come out of place. You're having pain in the clavicle area. Yeah, so the clavicle can come out. Any one of the 206 bones in your body can come out of place. And the clavicle is very common. So what you can do is just take your shirt off, stand in the mirror, and look and see if the clavicles are even, if one is more forward, one is more back, if they're rotated. So chances are either your shoulder and or your clavicle, if you're having pain in that area, are misaligned. And so you need to get them realigned. That's what we chiropractors do. So, yeah. Right. There you go. Yeah, so it's, come see us. Yeah. Sure. That's all right. Hey, teach his own. That's all right. Thanks, Andy. I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. Andy was saying he loves our show, but his roommate doesn't like the show because people aren't designed to eat like rabbits. And so I said, well, it's not exactly what I say, like Andy said. But that's okay. Not everybody has to agree with everything I'm saying, but here's my challenge to you. Try it and see. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I lied to you. What am I, the first guy to ever lie to you? But if I'm right, which I am, and I've had this happen every day, patients come in and say, Dr. Joe, you were right. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I fought you for years. And finally I said, I'm going to show him that he's wrong. And they go ahead and do it, and they go, oh my God, I feel so much better. I'm losing weight. I'm going to the bathroom. My love life's improving, and my headaches are getting better. And oh, God's a jerk. So, but it does. I have no benefit to lie to you, folks. There's no reason why I would tell you doing these things because I don't sell carrots and I don't sell steak. So whatever you're going to do is totally up to you. And I've learned two things in my life. One of them is don't argue with patients. And so if you want to discuss it amongst yourselves, that's great. If you want to try it, great, but don't knock it till you've tried it. That's my request to you. So give it a shot and see. If you have questions, 844-44-Dr.Joe is the number here. We had somebody call in, they didn't want to get on the air, and they said they have osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, and what was the other ones? A couple other issues they had there. And they want to know what to do. And they're already on a plant-based diet. And they wanted to know, was that right, Garrett? We got it?
Yeah, Dr. Joe, I have osteoporosis, arthritis in my shoulders and knees, and I'm also vegan. Is there a plant-based cure for the pain?
Yes, and the answer is, if you're already plant-based, that's great. That's your direction you want to go in. But make sure there's a difference between vegan and plant-based. We talked about this last time. Vegan means you don't eat any animal products. Good for you. I like that. But that means you could be eating sugar and brownies and cookies and cakes and donuts and pastas and lollipops and candy corn and all those other things. I guess there's vegan candy corn, I don't know. But that doesn't mean it's healthy. Plant-based means you're eating food the way it was designed by nature, close to the way it was picked from the ground. So in someone like that, if you have osteoarthritis, there's always a mechanical component. It means bones are out of alignment, rubbing up against each other. That's a chiropractic issue. And there's not an exercise in the world that's going to put a bone back in place, and there's not a herb or a supplement, and even Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source, the magical supplements of the universe, in my opinion, aren't going to put a bone back in place. So if there's something physical, you need to get the bones put back in place, and that's when you come see us. From a nutritional standpoint, you want to make sure the body is slightly alkaline, because when you go into an acid diet, which we're going to cover in a little bit, that's inflammatory. And we're answering the question today, why won't my pain go away? So minimum, Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source, minimum amount of supplements you should take every day. When we come back, I'll give you some more advice on that. If you have a healthcare question, the lines are lighting up, 844-44-Dr.Joe, 844-44-DRJOE. My website, if you want to order supplements, if you want to make an appointment to come see us, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge in the Atlanta area, drjoe.com, or 844-44-Dr.Joe rings through to my offices. Hey, folks, don't go anywhere. Tell your friends about the show. We're going to be right back.
Yeah, I don't know how that
WSB's
Bam.
Mark Aram, triple team traffic every morning.
this wording, where that comes from. But
Yes? I need my Super Greens hit, folks.
right, we had a great question. The Whole30 diet. So that's kind of what you were just going over, the difference between vegan and whole foods. And
Right.
then the Whole30 diet, if I'm not mistaken, is a whole food plant-based diet.
Yeah, they're all just putting different names on it. And now there's one, was the Nordic diet. I just saw it today. I didn't even get to read about it.
Is that
So
like a fish and fish egg?
I have no idea what it is. I didn't even see it. But what's happening is everybody's coming out with a new name. We had the, we have the plant-based diet. We have the high protein, the low protein. We got the keto. We got the paleo. Everybody's going round and round, putting a name on it, selling a book, and that book is popular for about 2 weeks, and then it fades out of existence. The best diet, the only diet that's ever survived more than a few months without being scrutinized, is a plant-based diet. That's it. And it's been around since the beginning of time, and it's the one that stands, all the research is done on it, like even the keto diet. It's a great way to lose weight for about 2 months. And then after that, now that it's been around long enough, research is coming out, and some of the researchers are saying it increases your risk of dying of a heart disease or getting heart disease by about 35%. 30 to 35, I've got the exact stat. So, now we got a problem. So the one thing that works is a plant-based diet. A little bit of fruit, vegetables, nuts and seeds. If you want to gain weight, eat more nuts and seeds. If you want to lose weight, eat less nuts and seeds, because fat is the thing that puts on weight. And so you got to be careful with that. Now, if you're eating no carbs and burning fat, that's different. But if you're eating some carbs and some fat, bam, you're going to start packing on the pounds. So I eat nuts and seeds every day, but I don't eat a lot because I start to put on the weight. So thought process is plant-based diet.
Did you get the bio coffee that was left?
Yes, I got the bio coffee, yes.
Did you try it?
I tried it. It was fine. I don't drink coffee, so I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I did get bio coffee, and it tasted fine.
Is there a little bit left over? I'll try it.
At 7:30,
I think I have it at home. I'll bring it in for you.
24-hour news.
And it has wheatgrass in it. Because what it is they're trying to alkalize the system, and it's all coffee with wheatgrass in it. Guess what? Super Greens and Essential, Super Greens, wheatgrass, barley grass, and alfalfa grass. So instead of adding it to coffee to make it a health food, what if we just took the wheatgrass? Now, I'm not saying the bio coffee was wrong. It wasn't organic, which I wish it was. because I recommend organic coffee. But you can just take wheatgrass, barley grass, and alfalfa grass every day, because you should be taking super greens and essential source every day, and you'll be getting mega doses compared to something like the bio coffee. But it was good. I'm not knocking it. It was fine.
The only alternative to coffee that I found that I actually could part with was it was a mushroom coffee. It was more like a mushroom tea,
Okay.
but it was it gave me somewhat of the same flavor, same energy boost. But we do have a big question from YouTube,
Okay.
and that is cluster headaches.
Yes.
Huge mystery. Where do you think they come from?
That was the last question I took on my orthopedic exam, whatever that was, 20 some odd years ago, to become a board certified in orthopedics. That was the last question I had. I remember it. Because I walked out of it, I was in California, and I went, oh, finally, all these 5 years of study and research.
And the sound is a little.
I don't know how to lower that. That's the one that's a mystery. Yeah, we can't figure out how to lower that. You could ask Ahmad, maybe, see if he knows. Yeah, because I've got this one lower here.
Playoffs.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know how to lower that. You could ask Ahmad. Okay.
So yeah, cluster headaches.
Cluster headaches. It's usually on one side of the head. It's right there. It's stimulated. It's aggravated by certain foods. So what we have to do with cluster headaches is get a diet diary, which is what you need to do. Start writing down everything you eat. And sometimes you'll see there are triggers for cluster headaches. And if there is, you got to avoid those triggers. I can't do coffee. A lot of coffee. I can do a sip or two, but I can't do caffeine. Keep going. Keep going. That's working. Hold on. Hold on, folks. Whatever you just did worked. It got lower. Ahmad's amazed. He doesn't know what he did. He's all confused. Okay.
Miracles happen.
The sigmatic mushroom coffee.
Whatever you did worked.
I don't
because
remember what
it's lower.
brand it was that I tried.
Okay. Anyway. So cluster headaches, yeah. Second thing, yeah, it's usually in one part of the body. Now, if it's a greater occipital nerve, which comes up here, it's usually the atlas or the occiput is out of alignment right here. You're pinching the greater occipital nerve, and that can give you the cluster headaches as well. So do a diet diary, write down everything you eat, see when you see the headaches come, and then see if you have a pattern. Some foods are real obvious triggers. I think we talked about that last week. If you go to my website, drjoe.com, listen to last week's show. We had a list of all the foods. That last week? Yeah.
Yes.
It was last week.
And that's archived on Facebook. We have it on the website and on YouTube.
So we had a list of all the foods that can be triggers. And so you might want to, I think it was last. Anyway, it's in there. But coffee's one of them. Cigarettes, of course, are another one. Drugs can be causing rebound cluster headaches. Make sure you're drinking enough water. Make sure you're hydrated. And chiropractic would be the first thing I would recommend, because many times it's not a chemical problem, it's a physical problem. And so people keep trying to treat it physically. Got a lot of callers coming in.
Good.
Yes. Not a question. Give me another one. While you're doing it, I'm going to tie my shoe. I'm not going away, folks. Just tying my shoe.
A lot of people have love for this bio coffee.
Good.
So maybe we can talk about the problem with actual coffee itself.
Yeah, coffee.
Am I right? Bio coffee was coffee with some added things.
Coffee had wheatgrass in it, some non-dairy creamer, and some sweetener. And fructooligosaccharides, which are probiotics. Prebiotics, I'm sorry. I guess you have to. I don't drink coffee, so try this. Take some super greens and add it to the coffee. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Because the super greens is wheatgrass, barley grass, alfalfa grass, chlorella, spirulina, which is omega-3 fatty acids, seaweed for iodine, dulse. So it's rocking it. And you're gonna get a lot more there too. So try it one day and let me know how it tastes, because I don't know how it would taste. I don't do a lot of coffee. So
I was kind of wondering. I mean, it's already going to cause inflammation drinking the coffee because of the acidity.
Right.
And then adding something to it like a wheatgrass that's alkalizing to cut down on the amount of inflammation. And I even had the thought of a couple drops of CBD in my coffee in the morning to offset the inflammation.
Sure.
But
you could try the CBD oil. You could try super greens and essential source. Or if you wondered about the acidity of the coffee, you could always, I don't know, not drink coffee. Well, there's a novel idea. Yes, we could try that too. And a lot of people, when they start taking super greens and essential source, come off the coffee because they have so much energy that they don't need the coffee anymore.
I definitely drink a lot less coffee, but I still get in about a half a cup to a cup in the morning.
Never understood it. I never liked
I'm
it.
getting close.
Here we go. Hey folks, Dr. Joe here. So glad you're there because we're talking today about why won't my pain go away. We're answering your question. Oh, hey folks, if you call in at 844-44 Dr. Joe, hang on, I'm going to get to you. I promise. 844-44 Dr. Joe. We just saw somebody drop out there. Let's take some callers. I've been negligent here on my callers. Come on, folks, give us a call. 844-44 Dr. Joe. Jordan, how can we make your day better? You are welcome. Excellent. Okay. That's actually a great question, Jordan. No one's ever asked me that in all the years, 34 years. No one's ever asked me that simple question. You're right. Absolutely. So if you're taking Super Greens and Essential Source, that's the minimum amount of nutrients you should be taking every day. So absolutely positively, if there's one thing you can do right away that's almost passive, take the Super Greens, the Essential Source. Those are on my website, drjoe.com. They're 2 powders. I mix them together with coconut milk or almond milk, or you could just cold water and drink it. It tastes great. So step number 1, Super Greens and Essential Source. And then you want to know what's the next step. And the next step would be go to my website, drjoe.com, and watch the video called The 7 Deadly Sins of Nutrition. Because that's when we talk about the alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener. And I give you logic. And it's some people, you can't give them logic, they'll argue anyway. But it gives you the reasons not to do those things. But of the 7 deadly sins of alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener, the most important one to give up is the artificial sweetener. Okay, and it's in over 6,000 products. So it's in children's vitamins, chewy vitamins. I picked up a bottle the other day, artificial sweetener. The worst thing you could give a kid is something that's going to cause neurological issues, and that's what the artificial sweeteners do. So be careful with that. If it's artificial sweetener, no, it's off your list forever. It's done. And my next step would be have something raw at every meal. Now, when I say raw, broccoli, cucumbers, tomatoes, avocados, salad, something raw at every meal. So if we can do Super Greens and Essential Source, listen to the 7 Deadly Sins of Nutrition. There's another audio I have on there called So What Can I Eat? And you can listen to that as well, because it tells you what not to eat, and then the other one tells you what to eat. And they're on the website, they're no charge. And then start eating something raw at every meal, and now we're going in the right direction. Those would be my first steps for you. Thanks, Jordan, appreciate the call. And of course, chiropractic care, you want to get the spine checked because the nervous system controls everything. So if you have a pinched nerve going to your heart, it can affect your heart, your lungs, your liver, which Christina, I'm going to get to you in a second, and your friend with COPD. You want to make sure the nervous system is working because that's oftentimes the missing link. And we have a file, and I really should do a whole show on it. I've been threatening to do this for years. And it's called the Dr. Joe Was Right column. And in the Dr. Joe Was Right, it's a folder now, it was a column, now it's a whole folder, is that things I talked about on radio, things I research, things I do a lot of seminars, I teach postgraduate to doctors all the time, and I predict things. And that file is getting thicker and thicker almost every day. And so my prediction, making it today, so that I can come back and quote this, is that the next big craze, if you will, in medicine, or healthcare I should say, is going to be working on the nervous system. It's already happening, but it hasn't quite hit mainstream yet. And it will, because we get doctors all the time referring to us. We get doctors and hospitals and neurosurgeons and vascular surgeons and general practitioners and gynecologists and urologists because they can't do what we do. I can't do what they do. If you need you need a prostate exam, I can't do that for you. Go to your urologist and get that checked. But we check the nervous system, the digestive system, and the diet. And so many people, we adjust the spine, and if you have acid reflux or heartburn, we can pull the stomach down away from the diaphragm in most cases. And by the way, I'm never promising results. Just so you know, I'm never guaranteeing anything. But I can tell you after 34 years and I can say millions of adjustments that I've given, we got a pretty good track record. But pulling the stomach away from the diaphragm relaxes the whole intestinal area, and it stimulates what's called the parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic speeds you up, parasympathetic slow you down. And by doing that, people sleep better, they go to the bathroom better, their love life improves, their focus improves in most cases. So we want to get the nervous system working, get the digestive system working, and then get a good diet. And the minimum amount of nutrients you should be doing every day is Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source. I personally take adrenal support, because everybody asks me that every show. I take adrenal support, that's on the website too, Dr. Joe's B Complex. Nitric oxide increases my circulation. As you get older, your circulation gets a little weaker. The blood vessels aren't as pliable or flexible as they used to be. So the nitric oxide helps open them up. And so I have a series of supplements that I take, and I'm more than happy to put together a specific protocol for you. But folks, please, the minimum you should be doing is Super Greens and Essential Source. And they're 2 powders, they taste great. A month's supply is just over $2 for both of them. I mean, $2 a day. So it's very inexpensive. And try it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. Let me start taking some callers here. 844-44 Dr. Joe. We got a few lines open. Christina, how can we make your day better? Hi. A pleasure. Ooh, 56 in COPD. That's not good. All right. Yes. Sure. Right. Yeah. He is dying, right? If he's stage 4 COPD at 56 years old and on oxygen on a bunch of medications, you're not kidding, he's dying. This is it. This is the bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, yeah. So what do you do with somebody like that? Well, if they're willing to make the change, and here's the thing. If they're willing to make the change, I would get them on a plant-based diet. I'd get them on Super Greens, Essential Source. I'd probably get them on nitric oxide and monitor him, make sure he's okay. I'd get him on probiotics because the medication he's taking is probably killing off the good bacteria in his colon. So I'd get him on Dr. Joe's probiotic supplements. Get him on adrenal support to help with inflammation. Chiropractic care, of course, to open up the nerve supply. I'd get him off all the mucus-forming foods, which are the 7 deadly sins: alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener. And I have people come to us all the time, desperate, and they say, Doc, I'm dying, like your friend. And most of them listen to what we say. And most of them get very good results. Some of them don't listen to what we say. And 100% of them don't get good results. So it depends if he's willing to make the changes or not. If he is, I would love to meet with him, and I'd love to be the person that he can say 20, 30 years from now, these people saved my life. But if he's not willing to make the change, there's nothing you or I or anybody can do. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Yeah. So, oh yeah, of course, absolutely. Yeah, we see it all the time. Yeah, no, we have people from all over the world come in with everything from acid reflux to heartburn to high blood pressure to COPD. And we're not medical doctors. I'm board certified in chiropractic, orthopedics, pain management, double board certified in nutrition. So we don't treat medicine. We treat the body to get healthy so they don't need the medicine. So that's why we co-manage the case with their medical practitioners and say, hey, listen, we did this, monitor that. We did this, check that. And then we work together, and doctors love that because they don't know what we do and I don't know what they do. And it's brilliant when the two of us come together and help the patient get well. So. Yeah. Well, years ago, the doctors and the holistic practitioners, there was a battle. And years ago, actually, when I first started in practice, a medical doctor couldn't even be seen in public with a chiropractor, with somebody who owned a health food store, and according to the way the law read, even a nurse, because it was anyone who couldn't prescribe medicine who was treating patients. And now, I mean, Garrett will tell you, I mean, I get invited 2-3 dinners a week for the medical profession. So it really has changed, which is kind of cool. Have him give us a call. We'll get him set up. Thanks so much. Folks, I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. The number here at the studio, 844-44-Dr. Joe. My website, drjoe.com. We'll be right back. If you're like most people, you have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, numbness, tingling, headaches. Maybe it's time to stop suffering and it's time to take action. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, why don't you come see me and my team of doctors, and let's see if you have a problem that we can help. Go to my website, drjoe.com, or call 844-44-Dr. to make an appointment today, because so many of you are out there suffering needlessly, and we want to put a stop to that. come see us at our offices in Marietta, Stockbridge, and Duluth. Make an appointment today so we can help get you well and keep you well. All right.
You know, I have an idea.
No way.
Yes,
Seriously?
way.
Come on.
A big one.
Wow.
All right.
What's
That guy's question was awesome.
What guy's
About like what's the next baby step I can take?
Yeah.
Which by the way, my personal philosophy is baby steps are for babies. Be an adult. Be vegan.
Jump in, baby.
Yes.
But moderation is for monks. I always love that line.
Exactly.
This girl I used to date said that. Moderation is for monks. I said, I love that.
So what if we did, and you guys can drop something in our, whether it's a DM, a comment on a post, but let me know what you think about the idea, whether you get behind it or not, us doing a series on how to go vegan step by step.
Sure. Okay, yeah. If you guys like that, let us know, and we'll try to put it together. We still need to put together
How to survive
a cruise. And we have a videotape, you don't even know about this, before you started working there, of last year's Macy's Day Parade. I was the fleet manager of the Macy's Day Parade last year. And so I have an amazing videotape of that. People took it with my phone and everything, and I'd love to edit that down. It's so cool to see behind the scenes of what goes on, and just for fun. Mm-hmm. But, because you have a lot of free time, right? You do, most of the day you sit around doing nothing, right?
Yeah, I'm playing video games.
That's all Garrett does, I know.
Music
So he's just, no, poor Garrett, man. Poor guy can't even get a chance to go to the bathroom most days. So. But that was a good question, absolutely. Lots of callers coming in. 844-44-Dr.Joe. If you want to get on the air, you can call. And that number, as we said, rings through to my offices when I'm not on the air. So you want to make an appointment, you have questions, you can always call us there.
All right, so we do have a question on peanut butter.
Okay.
And what do you think?
Don't like it. And the reason is peanuts have a chemical in it called a mycotoxin. And mycotoxins are a fungus that can cause a lot of allergic reactions. So peanuts are not a good choice as far as food goes. If you want to do nuts, and peanuts are not nuts, they're legumes, by the way. They can be hard to digest. They can cause gas, of course. They can cause allergic reactions. But I would go with almonds, walnuts, pecans, pistachios. Those would be much, much, much better choices. And if you like peanut butter, you're going to love cashew butter. You're going to lose your mind if you try cashew butter. Everybody in the studio is nodding their head. If you try cashew butter, you go, what junk was I eating? This is amazing. Cashew butter will blow you away.
Well, we have a first-time patient who said, "You and the staff are amazing. Excited to start my new journey in a healthy lifestyle."
Welcome. Glad you could join us, and tell your friends, please. We love new patients, folks, because that's what we do. We get people well, and then we have openings for new patients. So keep sending your new patients to us, and we'll keep them going. And if we have to hire more doctors, we'll hire more doctors, and I'll train them. So we love getting more people well. So thank you for those kind words.
And Tina has actually mentioned that she loves hazelnut butter.
Tina, good call on a hazelnut butter. Yes, many times that's mixed with chocolate. I can't do that because it gives me headaches. But yeah, but once again, chocolate's got to be chocolate. It's got to be organic. It's got to be small amounts. It's got to be dark chocolate. So
what do you use, like the size of your?
That's how much chocolate you should have every day. I know you don't want to hear that, but the size of the top joint of your thumb is how much chocolate if you're going to eat it every day, and it's got to be organic and dark.
What if you have a bad day?
If you have a bad day, then you can have like the next knuckle, okay? Pinky fingernail size.
Well, while we're on the topic of food, what did you have today?
What did I eat today? Good. So you always ask me that. And I always say I had Super Greens, an essential source, of course, first thing. I had a little oatmeal. I had peas. I took a bag of frozen peas, and this is one of my go-to quickie meals. I was cleaning the house today. I did a lot of housework and cleaning windows and everything. Took a bag of frozen peas, heated them up, boiled them, drained them. I added a little bit of olive oil, nutritional yeast, Italian seasoning, salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic. And that's the quickest, easiest, fastest, cheapest, most filling, nutritious meal you can do. It's so easy because it's frozen. You don't have to worry about, is it still good? And I do peas that way. I do broccoli that way. Sometimes I'll take some okra, and I'll just put a little olive oil on it, salt and pepper, and broil it a little bit. But that was my main meal today, was the peas. And then, did I have anything else later on? A couple of handfuls of sunflower seeds. That's right, yeah. I don't eat a lot.
So we are getting some good feedback on the idea to do a step-by-step vegan guide. But one of the big ones is where we had the question earlier about what do you use as an insect repellent?
Yes.
And that was kind of the direction Misty's asking, it'd be great if we did one on.
Hold on. Mm-hmm.
President of the United States of Health. Now, on News 95.5 and AM 750, WSB.
Hey folks, Dr. Joe here. So glad you could spend a little time with us today. Thank you. If you're just joining us, welcome. If you stayed with us, thank you. And thank you for telling your friends, because it's always fun. We can watch, when we're on the air, we can watch activity on the website, drjoe.com. We live stream a lot of these on Facebook and Instagram. We see more and more people joining us every week, and we really appreciate that. So thank you, and hopefully we'll give you a lot of good information, because this is healthcare that really, really works. I'm not against medicine. I'm not against drugs. I'm not against surgery. I work very closely with my colleagues in the health field, but I want to make sure that you're getting the best information you can get so that you can make the right decision for your health. And I'll tell patients all the time, listen, this is what I recommend. What you decide to do with this information is totally up to you. I can't make you do these things. And even with nutrition, you know, I'll have patients come in and say, Doc, I just want chiropractic care. I hear you guys are the best, and I just want chiropractic care. Don't want to hear about nutrition? Nope, don't want to hear about it. Okay, that's fine. So we can do nutrition, we can do chiropractic, we can do both, we can work on your digestive system. Whatever the patient wants, we give them. But here's my little inside secret. Almost inevitably, they say, now Doc, we talked about this the first time I came in. Can we start doing that too? Can you work on my shoulder, my foot, my stomach, my spine? Yeah, let's do that. And eventually they come around to my way of thinking. Because again, I have no reason to lie to you. What I'm telling you is I know if there was a better way to get well, I would personally be doing it. Because I have access to any type of healthcare I want in the world. Why wouldn't I be doing the best? Well, I am, in my opinion, for what I have. Got a knife in my back, I want a surgeon. I got a brain tumor, I want a neurosurgeon. I got a hip replacement, I want an orthopedic surgeon. But if I can get you well and keep you well, chances are you're not going to have to go down that route. And that's why so many attorneys from car accidents, gosh, we get those all the time, because they know that we're not just going to run them through a mill. And this aggravates me. People go to somebody's mills, they're called, and they go in there and they get some hot packs slapped on them and they burn and churn through them and they run up this huge bill. And the patient comes to me and says, Doc, I went to them and I ran up this huge bill, thousands and thousands of dollars, but I never got an adjustment, or I never got treated. I never got any better. Well, that's not getting well, folks. That's just running up the bills. And I want you to get well. Now, can I guarantee we can get you well? No, nobody can promise you that. But we want to work on the nervous system, digestive system, and your diet. And that's why if you've ever been in a car accident, ever, if the car was damaged, you were damaged 100% of the time. And whether the accident was yesterday or 50 years ago, if the car was damaged, you were damaged, you need to get to see us or someone who's qualified to treat you. And the sooner you get to us, the better, by the way, too. Let's start taking some callers again. 844-44 Dr. Joe. Audrey, how can we make your day better? Oh, it's my pleasure. Uh-huh. Sure. Right. Absolutely. Well, short-term memory is an issue. How old are you? 50. Oh, gosh, Audrey, I have socks older than you. Come on. All right, so a couple of things we want to look at. Are you taking any medication? Okay, because things like acetaminophen, if you take acetaminophen for pain, acetaminophen drops your liver's production of glutathione. Glutathione is a chemical, it's an antioxidant that helps detoxify chemicals out of your system. And so I see this a lot when people start taking acetaminophen, they're not producing glutathione. I got to get them on a glutathione supplement, and then their memory comes back. The other thing we have to look at then is, do you have good circulation to your brain? And if you've had any hardening of the arteries, well, that could be an issue. If you're eating a lot of sugar, the brain can become insulin resistant, meaning it's not utilizing sugar as a fuel anymore. And that's what many people believe now leads to things like Alzheimer's. So if you're doing sugar, or you have done sugar, breads, cookies, cakes, donuts, pasta, sugar, sodas, ice creams, you gotta cut them out. Now, not tomorrow, now. I'd also recommend Dr. Joe's Nitric Oxide support to increase circulation to the brain. Always, 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 Super Green's an essential source. I mean, that goes without saying. And that's on the website, drjoe.com. The B vitamins help the brain work pretty well, too. And that's the ones I take. See, I'm telling you what I take because this is how I keep my brain sharp, because I'm older than you. So Super Green's essential source, B complex, adrenal support, and nitric oxide. That's where I would start. Now, do you have any neck pain or headaches? Good, perfect. Because if you have a pinched nerve or blood vessel in your neck, that can be affecting the memory as well. And so I would start there, but you got to give up that sugar, get on the supplements, and let's see where we go with that. It should happen pretty quickly. You should notice in a couple of weeks some of that turning around. And if it's still an issue, then we got to look at glutathione production. So give it a shot. Thanks, Audrey. Appreciate the call. If you have a question, folks, 844-44-Dr. Joe. 844-44-DRJOE. See how easy that was? And the website is what? drjoe.com. I can't make it any easier for you, folks. And we have hundreds, well over 1,000 hours of podcasts on the website. If you go to the website, you'll see under media, you'll have a SoundCloud. Those are the shows that you can just download the audio. So you can download those, put them anywhere you want. The video, or on Facebook, that's under Dr. Joe Show. So you can tune in there anytime you'd like, and you can watch them, you can listen to them, download them, listen to them when you're working out. People listen to them in their car. We have students all the time. Whenever it's funny, students call me all the time and say, Doc, whenever I need a break from studying, I'll just listen to one of your shows because it really gets my mind excited and motivated. And when it does come to things like short-term memory, exercising the brain is important. And one of the best things you can do is learn new things. Where can you do that? drjoe.com on our podcasts. And if you want to order supplements, those are all on the website, drjoe.com. I think toward the end of the show, we're going to have a special. Garrett hasn't told me what it is yet, but it's going to save you lots of money if you want to order the supplements, so you need to stay tuned to the end. drjoe.com, also available on Amazon. The supplements are. My books are there. I've written several books. So it's a really good source of information. So if you're liking even just a little bit, you might want to explore a little further and go to the website, drjoe.com. Folks, Ahmad's playing music. That means I got to go to break. If you have a healthcare question, give me a call at 844-44-Dr.Joe, 844-44-DRJOE. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. We live stream a lot of these shows, and you can see my pretty face then. But follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and do this for me. Send me your email address. Just send it to us on the website. We'll put you on our newsletter, because a lot of times we send out specials on our newsletter we don't give to anybody else unless you're a part of the newsletter family, and it's all no charge. I'll never give out your email either. drjoe.com, 844-44-Dr.Joe. We'll be right back.
Hey, Sean Hannity here from my
friends
Sean.
At Renner. Hello, Sean. All right, 1 hour done already. Isn't that amazing?
It goes by so fast.
Seems like we I used 1 page of notes so far. I have about 50. I've used 1. There.
That is always your problem.
I know. I got way too much information.
This guy was freaking out about his lecture. We had 110 slides?
Oh my God, I know. Garrett was laughing at me. I had to do a 4-hour postgraduate seminar for these doctors. And about 80 to 100 doctors, I don't remember how many there were. And I was telling Garrett, we need more slides. We need more slides. I'm not going to have enough slides. I'm going to run out of information. Garrett's like, shut up. And he was right. I was wrong. So I have to say he was 100% right. And I was 100% wrong. So
you probably skipped through half of the slides I made.
Oh, yeah, I was
like grazed over stuff.
Dr. Joe just said he was wrong.
Yes. First time ever. I thought I was wrong once, but I was wrong. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Another question for me?
So yes, how do I start a program on getting off of bioidentical hormone replacement?
Ah, excellent question. It depends. Well, first thing I would look at, it's funny, we have Instagram here and Facebook there, so I keep going back and forth. What you want to do is you want to get the organs that are working that produce your hormones. Now, for men, it's the testicles. For women, it's the ovaries. So as we get older, those organs don't work like they used to. And so we want to look at those organs working properly, and there are certain supplements you can take for the ovaries and the testicles. And then you want to make sure the adrenal glands are working. Because the adrenal glands are your backup plan. In the body, we always have backup plans, except for the heart. I'm always curious about the heart. We only have 1 heart. We should have 2. Work on that, will you? Put that on your list of things to do.
Find the missing heart.
That's right. I'm sure some women are saying, but men have no hearts. I know. Or spines, for that matter, right? But what happens is you want to make sure those adrenal glands are working, because the adrenal glands produce pregnenolone. Pregnenolone becomes DHEA. DHEA becomes your sex hormones. Unless you're under stress. Got an itchy nose. If you're under stress, the pregnenolone becomes DHEA, which becomes cortisol. And then you start to gain weight, and it causes inflammatory reactions. But I take Dr. Joe's adrenal support every single day for that exact reason. As I get older, I want to make sure my adrenals are still pumping out those hormones. If there's an ovary or a testicle issue, we can actually get you on specific supplements for that. They're not Dr. Joe's supplements, but I can recommend other ones for you. You got to get off the endocrine disrupting hormones. And what are the endocrine disrupting hormones? Things like commercial animal products. They're injected with estrogen-like compounds. So commercial animal products, you got to go. If you're going to do animal products, organic only. I choose not to do them. I'm not willing to take that risk. I haven't had an animal product in about 32, 33 years now. So you got to get all perfumes, hairsprays, plastic smells, new car smells, rug cleaners, A friend of mine, I was just talking to him last night. He bought a rug at the thrift store. And he said, I got it home. He said something didn't smell right, and it was sprayed with those chemicals that are supposed to cover up smells. He says, I don't know what to do. I can't do it. It gives me headaches, and it's an endocrine disrupting hormone. So you really got to stay away from any of those chemicals. I know I've done radio shows. I'm sure it's on the website, drjoe.com, about commercials.
Optimism is pretty high. We're going to win tonight. We're going to win tomorrow. When we go back to L.A.,
It's getting loud again.
we're going to spank them on their home turf.
Yeah, I want to. Who's in control of that?
I don't know who's doing that. Yeah.
There's a tomahawk in every seat. The bunting's out
Keep
along the railings, and
Keep
the
going.
logos are painted on the field. As for the mood in the locker room,
More?
You know, we're not the only team that's been here before.
that shortstop Charlie Culberson, Braves have to win 3
I don't know. It worked before. I don't know what happened.
But first, they got to score a run against the Dodgers.
So anyway, endocrine disrupting hormones. Go to the website. I'm sure I did a show on hormones. You could listen to it. You can do search engine. Say it again. Yeah, let's do promos. Hang on, folks. I got to do promos because this show is nationally syndicated, so I got to do these promotions for other stations all around the country. I don't want to get fired for not doing my promos. So.
78 degrees in Atlanta, partly cloudy tonight.
I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. This week we're talking about. I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. This week we're answering the age-old question, why won't my pain go away? We're going to give you tips on what you can do about that. Dr. Joe Esposito here. This week on my show we'll be discussing the age-old question, why won't my pain go away? And we'll give you some things you need to do to help fix that. Hey, we're talking about pain and why won't it go away? One of the number one questions I get in my office, and then things you can do about it this week on the Dr. Joe Esposito Show. Bam. Okay, you can have me back now.
Okay.
Yes.
So again, third time this has come.
Third time.
And it's not CBD. It's not ED, and it's not the ketogenic diet.
I don't know what it can be then. That's every question we get every day.
Cleaning products, household cleaning products.
Yes.
What do you use as a vegan, as a plant-based and a vegan?
I have hardwoods and tiles throughout my house. I have no carpet anywhere in my house. I think I have one little carpet right near as I walk in out of my garage, and I just throw that in the laundry every couple of weeks. White vinegar is excellent. White vinegar and water to clean, which is really all I really use for that. There are natural cleaning products you can buy out there. There are certain, I won't give you brand names because they're not paying sponsorships, but there are natural cleaning products you can use without the chemicals in it. But white vinegar is going to be one of your best friends. It really is that simple.
That's pretty much all we use.
So use
white vinegar and
water, yeah. And get the carpets out of the house. If you can afford it, get the carpet out of the house. When it comes time to change, strongly advise hardwoods or tiles. Make sure they're pre-finished hardwoods. Because they're not pre-finished, then they sand them and stain them, and that could be off-gassing for 6 months to a year, chemicals coming off it. So that's what I have, hardwoods and tile throughout my house.
You don't have any carpets, like any?
Nothing,
any
nowhere.
Rugs or like
no rugs,
throws?
nowhere. No throws. Like I said, I got one as it coming out of my garage, and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, if I'm going to live this lifestyle, I might as well do it, you know? And when I bought the house many decades ago, it had carpet, and over the years, as it came time to change, carpets went out, tiles went in. It looked great. It's so easy to clean. And I got one of those robot vacuums. Love that thing. Oh my God, the greatest thing in the world. It's absolutely one of the best investments I ever made. Push it, go out, come home, it's vacuumed. So that gets into corners, gets underneath things. You can't do that with a regular vacuum. I love those things. This is my fourth one, I think, now. I burned them out and I had to get new ones. So.
Now, somebody who's spent a lot of time decorating their apartment, me.
You.
What would you use besides a throw rug or like some form of rug? Like
nothing.
I have all hardwoods and a little bit of linoleum in the kitchen.
No rugs at all. I don't know. I
just none.
I'm none. I just have none. I mean, it's just the bottom line. I think I have one outside my shower. That's where I have one there. Okay, it's about that big. Yeah. So that's all. And I'm a minimalist. If you come to my house, I don't have a lot of stuff. I have a few nice things, and that's it. I don't like a lot of stuff. So, and I don't need a carpet because then those little robot vacuums go up on carpets and everything too. I love them, but I figure I make it easy for them.
So then what about walking and disrupting the spine when you're walking on hardwoods or hard surfaces?
It's not that big a deal. No.
Really?
Yeah. And I got a steamer, so when I want to get really crazy, I'll steam the floors. to get them clean, and it's amazing the goop that comes out of that, even with the vacuum. But that's it. It's very simple. I steam everything. So I steam the shower, I steam the walls in the shower, I steam the tiles, bathrooms, everything is steamed. So.
This is blowing my mind.
See, there you go. You thought you knew everything about me. I have secrets. Beautiful piece of artwork in my living room. Oh, it's a life-size relief sculpture. It's beautiful. And that's a focal point of my house.
Okay, Instagram.
Hi, Instagram.
We have about 15 seconds, and then we're going to drop the stream, and we'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. That's for Garrett. Haven't given him a tough word yet today, so I'll give you a bell.
I got osteoporosis.
You got osteoporosis?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. You got that one right, yeah. Okay, yeah. There's your osteoporosis bell for you. Coming back, folks. Ready to rock.
Comes up to 40% Tuesday with a high of 82. All the while, Tropical Storm Michael moving up through the Gulf of Mexico.
It's big news, this tropical storm, man.
And bring heavy rain and the potential for some gusty winds locally.
You got a good question on swelling in the ankle.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one, actually. Yeah.
AM 750 WSB. Depend on it. The information presented on this program is not intended to take the place of your personal physician's advice, and it is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Discuss this information with your own physician or healthcare provider to determine what is right for you.
Hey folks, Dr. Joe here. Glad you're with us today. I'm always glad you're with us. It's always fun because we have great times. And if you ever miss a show, you miss parts of the show, because I understand actually some of you can't listen for the entire show because you have lives, you know. So you can always go to my website, drjoe.com. Hundreds of hours of podcasts there, video and audio. If you're a video person, you can watch my pretty face. If you're an audio person, you can download them from SoundCloud and you can put them on any of your devices. And when you go hiking and walking and cleaning your house, you can always listen. We want to get you well and keep you well. We want to give you the information you need. And the website, of course, is drjoe.com. And we have the supplements are there, articles. My blog is there if you want to read articles that I've written. If you have questions, send them to me through the website. You can make an appointment right online. That's how technologically advanced we are. And if you have any ideas for show topics or ways to make the website better, send that to us because we love your feedback. I only know what I know. I need your input there. If you have a healthcare question, lines are open, 844-44-Dr.Joe, D-R-J-O-E. All right, so we're answering the question today, why won't my pain go away? And as chiropractors, my team of doctors see these patients, you, every single day. And some of you, it's an instant pain. I got in a car accident, bam, I got the numbness in my arm, my headache, my back pain, my leg pain. I've had people get in car accidents and they'll tell the ambulance driver, I'm fine, I'm not hurt. If the car was damaged, you were lying because you were hurt. And so what happens then is you wait and you wait and you wait, and then this pain comes in, and maybe you'll take some aspirin or acetaminophen or whatever, and then the pain gets really bad and you think, I really need to get to the doctor. So whether it's us or a neurosurgeon or a vascular surgeon, whoever you go to, and then the insurance company plays this little stupid game that says you waited too long. And we write the check, so we're just going to tell you waited too long. Ha 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 ha. And then you got a battle in front of you. So if you're in an accident, if you're hurt, come see us. And again, if the car was damaged, in my career, I've never seen a body not damaged if the car was damaged. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. So, and I've been doing this for a long time. So you can go to website, drjoe.com, or call us at 844-44-Dr.Joe, and we'd love to have you come in and see us. Because one of the reasons your pain won't go away, which we're talking about today, is because you waited so long. And then there's joint damage, and there's inflammation, and the nerves have been irritated. Nerves are firing off these nerve impulses. And the body kind of goes haywire, and you start getting this pain. So when you have pain, and here's my rule on this. If you have pain for more than 3 days, you probably need to come see us. Because after 3 days, the pain should start to subside. I sprained my ankle, I worked out too hard in the yard, whatever it is. The pain should start to ease off after about 3 days. If it's not, it's probably something you need some outside help with. So another reason why your pain won't go away is maybe you're having an allergic reaction to something. When you have an allergic reaction, by definition, an allergy is the immune system attacking a foreign protein. Now, foreign protein is the immune system doesn't recognize it as safe, or another word we use is self. Like my immune system right now is floating around in my body, and it floats past my liver and my kidneys and my spleen and my gallbladder and my earwax, and it says, that's all part of Joe's stuff. We're good with that. We don't have to attack that. But if my immune system floated past my small intestine and said, I don't know what that is, we better attack it. That's called an autoimmune disease. So if the body is attacking itself, it can cause an inflammatory reaction, which can increase your pain. And if we're talking about food and inflammation, we talked about wheat and dairy being the number 1 and number 2 foods that can cause problems, but you can also have something called leaky gut. And you eat something, it tears a little hole in the gut, big chunks of protein and bacteria and waste products get absorbed into the blood, and the immune system goes crazy. So if you have acid reflux, how many of you have acid reflux? Raise your hands. Acid reflux, heartburn, burping, gas, bloating. Raise your hands. Come on. Come on. I can't see you folks if you raise them. Come on. Chances are you're not digesting your food properly. And if you're not digesting your food properly, these big chunks, molecularly speaking, of undigested food pass from your stomach into your small intestine, where they can tear holes in the small intestine, get absorbed into the blood, and the immune system starts attacking them, causing an inflammatory reaction. And so an allergic reaction could be increasing your back pain, your leg pain, your headaches, your numbness, your tingling, your sciatica. So when patients come in our office, we look at the nervous system, we look at the digestive system, and we look at their diet. We want to cover all 3 bases because that's what we get the best results with. And that's why people come see us. And sometimes patients come in and say, Doc, I just want to talk about nutrition. Okay. And then I take a case history on them, and it turns out they do have other issues. They have acid reflux, or they have headaches, or they have numbness, or they have tingling, or they have sciatica, or they have numbness of pain in their foot. And we check them out, and then we say, listen, what do you want to do? You want to get it all fixed? You want to get some of it fixed? 99% of the time, the patient says, I'm here, I want to get it all fixed, Doc. I trust you, I wouldn't be here if I didn't. I want to get this thing fixed. So allergic reactions can increase your pain because it increases the inflammation. Your diet's a biggie. I had a patient come in a while ago, and I get this a lot because I'm a vegan doctor. A lot of patients come to me just because I'm vegan. And they'll say, well, Doc, I'm vegan and I'm having all these problems. And then I look at their diet, and they're eating like these textured soy protein hamburgers. Those things are horrible. So hard to digest textured soy protein. Tastes like meat. I guess I haven't had meat in 32 years. It tastes good, but it's really hard to digest. And so she was having an allergic reaction to these proteins she couldn't break down properly. And so what I did was I got her off the food I think was causing the reaction. I got her on some Dr. Joe's Digestive Enzymes, and this is my thing. If you're going to eat cooked food, I recommend a digestive enzyme. A lot of people listen to this show have an Indian background. They're from India because a lot of Indian are vegetarian. And the problem I love Indian food, one of my favorites, but everything's cooked. And the reason it's cooked is because in India years ago, and I'm sure it's still the case now, refrigeration wasn't as readily available. And so the food had to be cooked to make sure you're killing all the pathogens. Totally get that. But if you have access to raw foods, broccoli, cucumbers, tomatoes, avocado, salad, I recommend you do it. Because the raw food has something in it called enzymes. And as you get older, your enzyme levels drop. So what can we do? Get those enzyme levels back up. You can eat raw food. And if I eat a cooked meal, like if I eat an Indian meal, which I love, I'll have Dr. Joe's enzyme support. I'll take a few Dr. Joe's enzyme support capsules to give me the enzymes to help break down the food. And a lot of you, as you're getting older, the enzymes just become your best friend. And I have one of my friends, he's in his 60s, much older than me, and he takes digestive enzymes every day because he knows that he's getting older, and he just takes them every day. So the supplements I have are the ones that most people need, because I've been doing this for a long time, and I find that's what most people need. Now, there are other supplements. Sometimes there's specific issues, and I'll recommend other brands, aside from the Dr. Joe brand, because they have a specific supplement for you. So we want to get you on supplements, but once again, I don't want you to just take supplements. I want you to get to the cause of your problem, not just treat the symptoms. Folks, got to go to break. If you have a healthcare question, 844-44-Dr. Joe. My website, if you want to order supplements, if you want to send us questions, make an appointment to see us. We have offices in the Atlanta area, Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge. drjoe.com or 844-44-Dr. and I'm not on the air. Hey, don't go anywhere. I'm going to be right back.
Does this sound like you? Neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, headaches? Chances are you benefit from chiropractic care. Most people benefit from chiropractic care because chiropractic care tries to get to the cause of your problems and not just cover up the symptoms. If you're ready to get well, I want you to go to my website, drjoe.com, or call 844-44-Dr. and make an appointment for you, your friends, and your family today. We have offices in Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge. Make an appointment today so we can help get you well and keep you well.
Listen up, Atlanta area. Are you interested in making some extra?
Don't waste a drop. Questions? Lots of questions calling in, too. My goodness.
Yes, so there was the question on inflammation in the leg.
Yes, swelling of the ankles. Great question.
To that. Okay, any ideas as to why my left leg / ankle swells off and on, has been doing so for years, with pain also when swollen?
Yes. Okay.
Doctor gave them a water pill, and sometimes that pill works.
Okay. Well, when you get the swelling, I want you to push on it. Where are we? Where was it? Facebook or Instagram?
That was Facebook.
Facebook, okay. Push on the swelling when you get it. If you push on it and it stays there, like pushing on like Play-Doh, that's called pitting edema. Pitting edema, you want to get to a cardiologist right away, because it could be a early sign of congestive heart failure, and you want to address that. That's not a game you want to play with. If it doesn't, if it bounces back, and it sounds like because it comes and goes, it's non-pitting edema, you want to check the nerve supply in the low back. The nerves in the low back control the nerves and the blood vessels that go down into your legs. So if you have a pinched nerve in the low back, that can be affecting the circulation. Now, a water pill will help get rid of the swelling, but it's not going to fix the cause. It's just treating the symptoms. Now, I'm not saying don't take the water pill. Take them, but find out why. And then we got to look at your diet. Are you dehydrated? One of the best ways to get swelling out of your body is drink water, because it activates the kidneys and flushes everything out. So I would check the pitting versus non-pitting. I would check the nerves in the low back. I would drink a lot more water. Stay away from processed salt. If it's not air-dried or Himalayan salt, I wouldn't do it. And then we'll look at swelling foods. We talked about wheat and dairy earlier. Get on a Super Greens, the essential source, and Dr. Joe's Nitric Oxide support, which is great for circulation. And that's what I would do. Check the back, Super Greens, essential source, Nitric Oxide. If it's pitting edema, go see your cardiologist. And do those other things too, but go see your cardiologist.
Now, here's one, and you may not be comfortable answering this, but your favorite Indian restaurant here in Atlanta?
I don't want to give out a brand name, only because you got to be careful about that, because Facebook and Instagram and my station doesn't like you advertising, so we got to be careful about that. There's a couple of vegan ones out there, and those are the ones I like. How about that? We'll leave it at that. Okay. But you got to be careful giving out brand names. I just got to, it's just how the game is played. So.
Now, my husband is complaining about his elbow hurting all the time. He's been working on cars for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Would that be arthritis or tendonitis? And what can be done?
Could be either. Could be arthritis or tendonitis. Arthritis is when the joints are wearing out. It's so funny, when people call in, they have a question, and then they hang up. I don't know why I keep hanging up. I'm going to get to you, I promise. If the elbow can come out of place, you have the radius over here and the ulnar over here, and then the humerus up here. So it's two bones coming into one bone. And many times the radial head, if he's working on a car, he's doing this, the radial head will pop out of place. So you need to adjust the radial head to get it back in place. This one here. To get the radial head back in place. So we got to work it that way. It's probably more tendonitis than arthritis. And if the radial head is out of place and he keeps doing this and aggravating it, it's going to keep getting worse. So we got to set it back in place. I'd put him in a tennis elbow brace, which is really just like a little belt, to prevent the radius and ulnar from riding over each other, and that'll help bring down the swelling. And then ice it every night. That's what I would do physically. So, and chemically, of course, you know my thoughts on food. Another question?
There are not.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's actually hold on. There was one from YouTube. Difference between K1 and K2.
One is K2 is for bones. K1 can be for clotting. So you got to be careful with that. So if you're taking Super Greens, an essential source, and you're on blood thinner, you want to make sure you tell your doctor, listen, I'm adding this to my diet. I'm going to take it every day. I want you to monitor my medication, my blood thinners, and adjust it accordingly. K2 is more for bone health. So, but vitamin D3 we have also has K2 in it for bone health, because D and K work well together to build bones. So.
I think we're coming back in a moment, but I will have a question for you.
Okay.
Causing some delays there.
Yeah, once we have traffic, then we have the weather, then we have us.
Okay.
That's the game.
Things better on the south side.
See, if you're not in the Atlanta area, folks, get to find out what's happening in Atlanta today.
Traffic.
And traffic.
Southbound on 75 up to speed. 9 minutes to go from 285 to 675.
And they just keep building more apartments and high-rises downtown.
And who can afford it?
One, who can afford it? But two, where are we going to put all the people?
Yeah.
Listen to Dr. Joe Esposito every week on WSB.
Hey folks, Dr. Joe here. I am so glad that you're spending a little time with us today. Hopefully you're learning lots of good information. We're talking today about why won't my pain go away? One of the big questions I get in my office and have for the past 34 years, Dr. Joe, why won't my pain go away? Or they ask my other doctors, Dr. Kat, Dr. Irwin, Dr. Dave, Dr. Gail, Dr. Amy, I think I covered them all there. And they want to know, why won't my pain go away? And our job is to find that out. And in most cases, it's a pinched nerve. The bones are out of place. There's swelling at what's called the facet joint. That causes the nociceptors to fire out pain along the lateral spinal thalamic tract up into your brain, and you feel pain. And so chiropractically, we put the bones back in place, and in most cases, we get very good results. I had a patient come in the other day, and he was probably in his 70s, spine just totally fused together. And he came in after 4 visits. He goes, Dr. Joe, I don't think I'm coming back. And I said, why is that? He goes, well, I'm not getting any better. I said, you've had this arthritis in your spine for 50 years. I'm not going to get rid of it in 2 or 3 visits. I'm not that good. And I showed him his x-rays again. He goes, oh, that's right. I remember that now. I said, okay, so why don't you stick with it and let's give us a chance. And then he did. And that's actually, that was a while ago. And he came in, and he's coming in recently and says, I'm glad I listened to you. You were right. So it's not going to happen in 1 or 2 visits in most cases. So if you have pipe dreams of that, you might not want to come see us. We want people who are serious about wanting to get well and stay well and following our advice. Because when you follow advice, most cases you get good results. So why would the pain go away? We talked about fatigue, and that could be a big one because you have to be able to sleep. And there's stages 2, 3, 4 in Rem sleep. That's how sleep is graded. And people who are deficient in 3 or 4 oftentimes present in chronic pain. Now, is the chronic pain keeping them awake, or are they staying awake causing the chronic pain? Ooh, sometimes we don't know that. So tryptophan is an amino acid that combines with vitamin B6 and creates a chemical called 5-HTP, and 5-HTP becomes serotonin in your brain. Serotonin is your happy neurotransmitter. Serotonin becomes melatonin, which helps you sleep. So many chronic pain patients, we have to get their digestive system working. We got to get them off the hard to digest foods, the meats, the dairy products, the animal products. Get them on easy to digest foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. Get them on some digestive enzymes, Dr. Joe's Super Greens, Dr. Joe's Essential Source, the minimum amount of nutrients you need every single day. Then they're able to start producing melatonin, which allows them to get into the sleep stage, which then allows their body to heal. So sometimes it's not just, hey, cover up the pain. Hey, what can we do to get the body to come out of that inflammatory cycle that it's in into an anti-inflammatory situation? And that's why what we do is a little different than what a lot of other doctors do. And so breaking down your proteins is very important, and fixing acid reflux. If you have the stomach pushing up against the diaphragm, we pull it back down, get you on digestive enzymes, some raw food, some plant-based sources of food. And in most cases, people are pretty happy. Lots of callers. Let me go back to the callers here. Let's see. Debbie, how can we make your day better? Uh-huh. Sure. Good. Okay. Sure. Uh-huh. Sure. Sure. Absolutely. So your daughter had a baby, and now the metabolism is just gone to heck. As we get older, that happens. Now, she's pretty young to be having that condition, but I have patients, in their 50s and 60s all the time saying, how do you lose weight, doc? I'm not eating for like 10 days. And that's a little exaggeration. And I'm not losing weight. Then I sit down and look at their diets, and I say, all right, you really got to take it to another level. And you got to figure out what works for you, because people talk this ketogenic diet, I'm going to eat nothing but fats, and I'm going to lose weight for 2 months. It's not a bad idea. It doesn't work for me. I try it all because I want to be able to report on it. If I do fats, I gain weight. So everybody has different body types. So we got to find out what's working, what her body type is. And so what I tell her is try going, no carbs at all, and maybe on a ketogenic type diet where you're eating mostly 70% of your diet from fat, and give it a week or 2. If that doesn't work, then cut out most of the fat, and then go to a more plant-based diet with no processed carbs. And then some people are protein types. They do very well with a lot of protein. So we have to find out where her problem is and why it's not working. Then I got to check her digestive system. If she had a baby, that could be a key word there, the baby can push the stomach up against the diaphragm. And if the stomach pushes up against the diaphragm, she may not be digesting her food properly, so she's hungry all the time. So even though it's a restrictive diet, she's probably nibbling a piece of bread here, cookie there. So Then we want to look at the adrenal glands, because the adrenal glands help control the metabolism, the adrenal glands and the thyroid, which is another question coming up. And I'd get her, of course, Super Green's an essential source starting. I'd get her on adrenal support to get the metabolism up if we can. I'd have her stay away from chlorine, fluorine. Well, I'm going to answer this with Russ, so keep listening, and I'll answer Russ's question on thyroid there. And if she has any acid reflux or heartburn, have her come see us. We'll see if we can fix that for her too. Yeah, but she's got to work too. It's not like I'm going to give her a super magic pill and it's going to increase her metabolism. We got to get her on the nutrients, fix anything physical. And again, right after having a baby, there's usually physical issues that the babies cause. And then many people go, oh, doc, it's finally working now. Make sure the bowels are moving. I mean, she could be constipated. Get her bowels moving 2 to 3 times a day. Oh yeah, if you're backed up, that can cause the weight not to come off because it's building up in the colon. Yeah. So, cool, appreciate it. And what we have at our office, folks, is when patients come in, we put them on a 21-day jumpstart plan. We call it the doctor supervised weight loss program. And for 21 days, we get them on supplements, we get them on fiber foods, we get them eating right, and then after the 21 days, many times that jump starts the body, and then we're able to get them a good diet from there. Because people get excited. After 21 days and they start to see some results, they're like, oh my gosh, this is great. In fact, our whole staff did it, and one of my secretaries lost 19 pounds, was it, Garrett?
At least.
Erin lost, was it 19 or 20 or something like that? Yeah.
I think it was like 24 pounds.
24 pounds, okay, yeah. And then she's excited now, and she said, Doc, I've tried every diet known to man, and nothing's worked. I said, this isn't a diet. That's why it's working. We're getting the body the nutrients that it needs, getting it jump-started, and now she's doing great, and she's staying with it, too.
And she's got tons of energy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she's already very energetic.
Yeah, she's energetic anyway, and it's even helping more. So once we get you on a 21-day doctor-supervised weight loss program, then we're able to push it to the next level. And so that's another option we can do. Folks, going to have to go to a break soon. Russ, hold on. Michael, hold on. We're going to get to you. And if you have any questions, folks, the lines are open, 844-44-Dr. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram, because we many times videotape or live stream these shows. And we do have the videos of them. They're on the website, drjoe.com. And well over 1,000 hours of podcasts there. And download them on SoundCloud. They're on the website. Watch the videos. We want to give you this information any possible way we can. If you want to get the supplements, and folks, you need to, at least the Super Green's the essential source, please, but I'd recommend even more than that. drjoe.com, also available on Amazon if you have it there. Send us your email address. We'll send you out some special stuff. We only send to our email folks, too. We'll never give out your email address. The number here, 844-44-Dr. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back.
Are you experiencing hot flashes or fatigue?
Okay.
Now, can you discuss pelvic floor varicose vein pain in the abdomen? Apparently the CT scan shows the floor is covered in them.
Yes. In your veins have valves. And the blood flows up and the valve opens, let the blood flow, and then the valve closes, and it's kind of like a ladder. And it opens and closes and blood goes up. What happens is with these veins is there's back pressure, and if there's back pressure, the valves start to swell. And as the valves start to push out and swell, that's called a varicose vein. And you can get them in your legs, you can get them in, that's what a hemorrhoid is. A hemorrhoid is a varicose vein in your butt. And if you have them in the pelvic floor, it probably means that you have back pressure somewhere else in the body. Usually it's the liver. So if you've eaten a lot of sugar, if you've done alcohol, you might have something called fatty liver, either alcoholic or non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, it's called. And now the blood isn't flowing through the liver very smoothly, and so you get this back pressure. And that back pressure causes the varicosities or the varicose veins to form. And so what I would do in a case like that is I would look at your diet, look at your past diet as well, because people come and lie to us sometimes, and find out if you have the potential of that. You can always get a medical test for that too. But if you have the potential for that, we get you on a liver detoxification diet. And there's supplements like milk thistle that can help clean out your liver. We get you on, make sure the bowels are moving. Bowels should be moving 2 to 3 times a day. If they're not moving 2 to 3 times a day, I recommend Dr. Joe's intestinal cleanser, at least once a day. But Dr. Joe's intestinal cleanser, very good to jumpstart. Chiropractically, we look at the nerve supply in the low back because that's the nerve and blood supply to the pelvic floor. And so you may have a pinched nerve or blood vessel in that area. And if we can get the circulation going, and then of course nitric oxide to open up the blood vessels, many times that helps with the varicose veins. Now, if it's too bad, there's always a surgical condition you can do, but I would try it non-surgical first.
Okay, and what could cause my arms from my elbows to wrist on the inside feel tingling and numb, like something is pulling on veins?
So
again, from the arm,
right.
elbow down to the wrist.
Right. If it's here, if it's your thumb and index finger, it's the radial nerve, which comes from the 6th cervical vertebrae. If it's the middle finger, it's the 7th cervical nerve, and if it's these two fingers, the pinky and ring finger, it's the 8th cervical nerve. So depending where you have the pain is usually it tells me what part of the neck it's coming from. It's called a dermatome. So I would check there first. Now, if it's just below the elbow, you might want to check the elbow itself. We talked about that earlier. The radial head can come out of place, and that can pinch the radial nerve as well.
Can you adjust an elbow?
Of course. Oh, you can adjust any of the 206 bones in the body, including inside the skull bones. We can do all sorts of fun stuff.
I actually had a problem that Dr. Amy helped me out with and has been ongoing once a week for a while now. Forever, and I thought it was from lifting something heavy, but my wrist, my right hand, got to where it would pop all the time.
Yeah.
And just really uncomfortable. Turns out it was in my elbow.
Yeah. That's weird. Like you're thinking it's the wrist, and it's the elbow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why chiropractically, my team of doctors, we investigate. We don't just say wrist problem, wrist pain must be wrist. Wrist pain, what could it be? Could be elbow, could be neck, could be shoulder, could be the wrist itself, could be any of the carpals. The carpal bones can come out of place. So we have 8 carpal bones, I think it is, right? Yeah, 8 carpal bones. Had to name them all. And you can put those back in place. So many times carpal tunnel syndrome is not the wrist, it's the elbow, shoulder, or neck.
Yeah, I was amazed because I'm always like, trying to stretch my wrist and like what can I do, range of motion test, all that. Ice, that's in my elbow.
You know what? Who would have guessed? Dr. Amy would have guessed. That's who. All right. What else you got?
And Dr. Amy is our newest doctor.
Dr. Amy's wonderful. We like all my doctors. All my doctors are great. And here's the thing. When you come see us, I try to meet the new patients if I can. I can't always meet you because I've got a lot of things going on with radio shows. We have 3 offices. All my doctors, and I will tell you this, are as good or better than I am. They're handpicked by me. They're trained by me. And here's the catch. They're my personal doctors. If I don't trust my doctors taking care of me, I don't trust them taking care of you. So when you come see us, you're in exceptionally good hands because I'm in their hands too. More questions, thoughts? Should I dance a little bit? What do you want me to do?
You can't adjust yourself?
Cannot adjust yourself, no. I remember years ago, back in college, this guy from Italy came over and he said he found a technique where you could adjust yourself. And we were just going nuts. Oh my God, really? And we sat there and he talked for like 2 hours about the spine and all the things we knew. How do you adjust yourself? And he got to the point where he just said, like, you turn and breathe or something. And we're all doing it going, this isn't working. Believe me, folks, if there's a way to adjust yourself, I would be adjusting myself. And you can't. So people say, I can crack my own neck. Well, don't do that because you're tearing up the ligaments. You got to get the right angle when you put those bones back in place or it can cause some real serious issues. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, my buddy.
Well then, like I said, I had a question for you at the very least.
Fine.
My girlfriend is at home miserable with mono.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Vitamin D, vitamin D3. When you're sick, I recommend about 20,000 international units a day. About a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of nutritional yeast every day. The beta-glucan in nutritional yeast, not the kind found in oatmeal. I was wrong, by the way. Nutritional yeast is different than oatmeal and beta-glucan. I do the research on that. I would do that, super greens, an essential source, and the B vitamins. So I was wrong twice now. What are you making fun of me for?
You're wrong again.
I'm wrong again, twice.
Hit the bell.
Oh, hit the bell. I was wrong twice.
We need a
That's right. I was wrong. So. No, beta-glucan, I had to research. There's different types of beta-glucan. And the kind in nutritional yeast works for the immune system. The kind in oatmeal actually helps for cholesterol levels. So there. Oh, hang on. I'm going to come back. We've got 2 questions online. And again, folks, make an appointment to come see us. DrJoe.com or 844-44-Dr.Joe. And please get the Super Greens, the essential source. Most of you are going to be very happy with that. Here we go.
Tingling headaches. Maybe it's time to stop suffering and it's time to take action. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, why don't you come see me and my team of doctors and let's see if you have a problem that we can help. Go to my website, drjoe.com, or call 844-44-Dr.Joe to make an appointment today because so many of you are out there suffering needlessly and we want to put a stop to that. Come see us at our offices in Marietta, Stockbridge, and Duluth. Make an appointment today so we can help get you well and keep you well.
True independence comes from feeling good and staying out of the doctor's office. Get stronger and healthier with Dr. Joe Esposito on News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB.
Hey everybody, Dr. Joe here. So glad we could spend a little time together. We're answering a question today. A question I get all the time. Hey, Dr. Joe, why won't my pain go away? And that's a good question. And we're trying to get to the cause of your problems today and not just treat the symptoms. And you know, people come in with people say, I think it's a nerve. I think my pain is a nerve issue. Of course it's a nerve issue. If the nerve was dead, you wouldn't feel any pain. So you got to look at the nervous system and find out why the nervous system is firing off unnaturally. So anti-inflammatory diet, again, always comes up. And there was a new study, was it Garrett from was it Harvard?
Yeah, Harvard. Harvard Health has a new article out on the limits to prescription drugs.
Yeah, this is interesting. Tell people about this. I'll let you handle this one.
The most that a doctor can prescribe you apparently is 7 days of a prescription for any kind of opioid.
For opioids, right.
Yeah, that's the most.
Now that's in some states, right? It's not in all states, right?
Most states.
Most states, oh yeah.
So, and some of them can only prescribe you 3 days worth.
Yeah. And if you're a chronic pain patient, and I have been, and I have an injury in my neck that's a chronic pain issue, and when it acts up, I have to get traction, I have to get chiropractic care, and I have to get my Super Greens an essential source. I'll double dose on that. I'll take the nitric oxide, and that helps bring the pain down. But so the opioid crisis is just getting out of control, and people, they can't get the opioids, so what they're doing then is they're going to heroin in many cases. And I told this story a while ago. A friend of mine's a dentist, and we were chatting, and when we first became friends, you know, what do? You know, you married? I said, I'm not married. I said, are you married? He goes, well, my wife unfortunately passed away, and young guy, my age. And I said, well, what happened? And I'm like an idiot, I asked that question, right? He said, no. She says she was in a car accident, was prescribed opioids. The doctor said no more. She started going out in the streets and got heroin, and she died of a heroin overdose. And so here's a classy guy, very well-to-do, wealthy, intelligent. His wife was college educated. You don't know if you're going to become an addict or not. That's the whole thing with the opioids and the other addicting drugs, is you don't know it. So they're trying to limit the amount of the opioids they're prescribing. But if you're in chronic pain, sometimes you need something done. And this is what's driving me nuts. They're saying, we're going to cut back on our opioid prescriptions. What are you going to do for these people then? Well, we're not going to give them any more opioids. What are you going to do for these people then? Well, the opioids are off the table. So that's where we come in, and that's why this show today is so timely. Why won't my pain go away? So start looking at things like chiropractic care. In fact, the state's attorneys generals sent a letter to the president of the insurance companies. And they said, listen, guys, you're wasting a lot of money paying for things that aren't necessary, and people are becoming addicted to the opioids. Why don't you try paying for more things like chiropractic care, physical therapy, counseling, dietary work? Geez, all the things I've been talking about. So that's on the Dr. Joe was right column, by the way. I joke about that. But all the things I put in the Dr. Joe was right column. I've been talking about this for 40 years now. And now the state's attorneys generals are telling the insurance companies' presidents, you're going to save money, you're going to save people's lives if you cover more of what they call alternative therapies. I don't like to call it alternative therapies, but that's what it's known as, it's colloquialism. So I was right. And that's why so many people are flocking to our offices. In the Atlanta area, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge, because they're tired of being sick and tired. And they want to get well. And many times the doctors say, listen, I can't prescribe any more drugs. I'll lose my license if it's an opioid drug. And so that's why people are starting to finally turn to the things that'll help get to the cause of the problem and not just treat the symptoms. It's pretty cool stuff. All right, let's take some more callers. Russ, how can we make your day better? Hey there. Okay. Oh. You go, boy. That's awesome. Aw, man, you got me choked up. Sure. Okay. Sure. I got it. Have I ever led you wrong, Russ? All right. All right, ma'am. It does work. Thank you, Russ, for giving us a plug there. That's awesome, man. I got a little teary-eyed here. That's great, man. I'm so happy you did it. With the thyroid, it could be several things. Number one, you could have a pinched nerve in your neck. That's the nerve supply to the thyroid. You want to stay away from chlorine, fluorine, and bromine. Now, follow me on this, and I'll come back around again. These are chemicals that are called haloids, and iodine is also a haloid. So if you're taking chlorine, fluorine, and bromine into your body, it can be blocking up the iodine receptor sites, and you're not able to absorb the iodine because it's kind of getting in the way. And the iodine the body needs to produce the thyroid hormones. And if you look at the thyroid hormones, T1, T2, T3, and T4, the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 are how many molecules of iodine are in that hormone. So T1 is 1 molecule, T2, T3, and T4. So if we're measuring our thyroid hormone and you're not producing enough T1, 2, 3, and 4, whatever it is, will get you on a thyroid medication. Well, if we can get the thyroid to work better, hopefully you'll start producing your own thyroid hormones again. So where do we get chlorine, fluorine, and bromine? Chlorine and fluorine is what? Water. Make sure you got a really good filter for your house, for your shower. Get a whole house water filter if you can. And that'll filter out the chlorine and fluorine. Bromine is used as a dough conditioner. And companies, when you and I were kids, used to use iodine as a dough conditioner for breads, and they found out that bromine's cheaper, and it's a haloid, so it works very similar to iodine. So they took out the iodine, put in the bromine, and now the bromine can block up your thyroid. Bromine is found in certain drinks. There's a soda, a yellow soda, I can't say the brand name, and they use brominated vegetable oil, blocking up your thyroid. So getting off all the chlorine, fluorine, and bromine, perhaps an iodine supplement like Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source, excellent sources of iodine. You might even want to consider, and if you measure your iodine levels itself, we might want to get you on an iodine supplement as well. And then hopefully the body will start to bounce back and start producing its own thyroid hormones. So that's the approach I would take. And there is another supplement I can give you. We have one, it's called Thyrotropin. We have that at the office. It's not one of my supplements, it's another brand. And I might get you on Thyrotropin as well. And in many cases, we kind of jumpstart the thyroid again. All right, so Russ, give us a call if you want to. We'll set you up an appointment to come see us. Thanks, Russ. Isn't that great, man? He went how much pay off all his medication, lost a ton of weight, feeling great. Just how much money did he save, if nothing else? I should have asked him, how much money did Russ save not taking all the medications? And again, if you need medications, folks, take them. I'm not against you taking them. It's unnecessary medications that I'm concerned about. And Michael, I see you're on, but I'm going to have to go to break here, so keep holding on for me. I'm going to get to your question about your daughter. If you have a question, folks, this is the last segment of the show, 844-44-Dr.Joe. If we don't get you on, you can always go to my website, drjoe.com, and send us your questions if you want to make an appointment to come see us. And you should. Most of you are suffering needlessly. And when patients come in, the biggest complaint I get is, why didn't I do this sooner? Why did I suffer for so long? And like Russ said, sometimes it takes a little time. Don't jump ship too soon. Go to my website, drjoe.com. You can make an appointment, or you can go 844-44-Dr.Joe, which is the number here at the studio when I'm on the air. But through the magic of radio, we have that number forwarded to my offices when I'm not on the air. And in the Atlanta area, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge. If you want to get the supplements, the Super Greens, the Essential Source, the Vitamin D3. Oh, by the way, as winter sets in, you have to be taking vitamin D supplements. Most of you do. I don't know anybody who doesn't, actually. But get your vitamin D tested next time you have a blood work. But I take 5,000 international units of vitamin D3 every day. That's 5 drops of my vitamin D3, folks. And that's on the website, drjoe.com. Hey, got to go to break. If you have a question, 844-44-Dr.Joe. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
If you're like most people, you have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, numbness, tingling, headaches. Maybe it's time to stop suffering and it's time to take action. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, why don't you come see me and my team of doctors, and let's see if you have a problem that we can help. Go to my website, drjoe.com, or call 844-44-Dr.Joe to make an appointment today, because so many of you are out there suffering needlessly, and we want to put a stop to that. Come see us at our offices in Marietta, Stockbridge, and Duluth. Make an appointment today so we can help get you well and keep you well.
Are you experiencing hot flashes?
Okay. You have any questions? Last segment.
I don't, sorely.
We're kidding. We usually get bombarded with questions. We don't have enough time to answer them. Where is everybody? Hey, Facebook and Instagram, what are you doing today? Get on it. Let's go.
So, but I do still have questions on the mono.
Oh, back to the mono. Yes, I'm sorry about that. Yes.
She'd already had it before.
Okay.
I've already had it before.
Okay.
Am I at risk to get it again?
You might be. Yeah, sure. If she's got it twice, why wouldn't you? Yeah. So you got to get the immune system going, and as we talked about, you got to cut out the sugar.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't bring my books in. We didn't bring the samples in. It's in a bag in my car. Remind me next time. I'm old. I forget things. So, oh my gosh, now the lines, as soon as I say it's the last segment, boom, the line's lit up. So, poor Michael with his question about his daughter and psoriasis, they hung up on us. Sugar. Breads, cookies, cakes, donuts, pasta, sodas. Sugar blows out the immune system. In my most recent book, Prescription for Extreme Health, we talk about sugar, and generally speaking, one white blood cell can kill generally about 14 different pathogens before it dies. If you eat just a can of soda, that same white blood cell can now kill one pathogen before it dies. So you're effectively weakening your immune system by 14 times, short term. Now, the difference with that is that most people just continue to eat sugar, so it's constantly short term, short term, short term, which becomes then long term. My God, the lines are lighting up. Holy cow. Wow. Everybody waits till the last minute. See how they are? So, but the D3 is so important. The nutritional yeast is so important. And the supergreen is the essential source. The enzymes work too, because the enzymes get into the blood system and kind of start attacking the viruses, germs, and bacteria. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines lighting up. So, anyway, go ahead.
So you said 90% of nerves feel no pain.
That's correct.
Can nerve sensitivity in the remaining 10% be naturally enhanced so that we can be aware of physical conditions faster?
If you're healthy, the nervous system is much more effective. Absolutely. Yeah. So staying away from the 7 deadly sins, smoking, fatigue, obesity, these can all alter the nervous system. So if you want to get your nervous system a heightened awareness, which is a great question, the answer is absolutely positively yes, doing everything we talk about. Mm-hmm. Getting enough sleep. Your nervous system has a heightened awareness when you're not tired. When you're tired, you're not as aware. So, but yes, you want to be aware of things as quickly as possible. It's another good reason to stay healthy.
This person is asking about Lara or Lara bars. Is that a person or a product?
That's a product, and they're good. I like them.
You like them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, and what about high alkaline water? I know I've heard you answer this question before, but again, you know.
We're going to put that on the keto diet, erectile dysfunction, and alkaline water diet. CBD. There you go. Yeah, something with D's in it, right? I'm just laughing at the spelling of some of the words here. I have no problem with alkaline water. The kicker is this. If you're healthy, you don't need alkaline water, because alkaline water alkalizes your system. If you're eating a good diet and staying away from the acid foods, the alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener, you don't need the alkaline water. So I'd rather have you treat the cause, which is an acid diet, than treat the symptom, taking alkaline water. So I'm not against it, but I don't think it's necessary. Like Supergreen Essential Source, necessary.
Now, as far as the alkaline, body, there's a lot of research from an old guy.
How old, like 40? Like really old?
Like 70 or 80, I think he would be now. And he did a lot of research, wrote a lot of books, and talks about an alkaline diet. But he always talked about eating things that weren't changed by man. Like there's only one kind of potato. There's only one kind of carrot. Like,
yes. I agree
what
with
are your thoughts on that?
100%. Absolutely. Yeah, you want to pick it as close to nature as possible. That's plant-based philosophy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But not genetically modified corn.
Exactly.
When
or
corn anyways.
like there's over 100 types of potatoes, and there's only one that was natural to the
first
earth.
one, yeah.
It's somewhere in Peru.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
County to get back onto I-20.
I'm going to be on soon. So.
Also, construction work left lane.
If we don't get to your questions, folks, it's our last segment. We've got a lot of callers. Send them through the website, drjoe.com, or if you want to make an appointment, which is the best thing to do, you can go to drjoe.com or 844-44-Dr.Joe. And get your Super Greens and Essential Source and all the supplements on the website.
Don't forget the Q2 code when it comes.
It's going to come soon, right?
It is.
You better tell me, because I'm going to forget.
Looking at your refrigerator. Learn what you should eat and what not to eat to get healthy. Dr. Joe Esposito is on News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB.
Hey everybody, thanks for being here. I am Dr. Joe Esposito. Glad you could spend a little time with me today. We answering the question, why won't my pain go away? Now we have a lot of callers. I'm going to go right to the callers. If you didn't get your caller in, you can send them to me through the website, drjoe.com. If you want to make an appointment to come see us in the Atlanta area, Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge, my doctors would love to see you as a patient. You can do that on the website, drjoe.com. All technology has the availability to do that, or call us at 844-44-Dr. Joe, and I'm not on the air. Is it Michael? You still there? How can we make your day better? You're welcome. Uh-huh. Sure. Yes. Sure. Good. Excellent. Good. Good, good. Yes. 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 Sure. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Excellent. Yes. Well, yes, somebody famous once said, "No man's a prophet in his own hometown," and boy, is that ever true. So your daughter's not going to listen to you, of course not, but hopefully you will listen to me, Sunshine. I want you to listen to me because I got a lot of experience in this. Whenever I see a skin condition, things like psoriasis, I always start to think about the liver. And so a couple of things I want you to try doing, and give it a shot. Let's do this for 2-3 weeks and see if I'm right. I want you to give up all wheat, and that would be breads, cookies, cakes, donuts, pastas, and all dairy products. In most cases, people see a dramatic change in their skin conditions when you give up the wheat and the dairy products. The other thing I want you to do is get some extra virgin coconut oil, and I want you to rub it on the skin several times a day, 3, 4, 5 times a day. It absorbs real quickly. And let's try that, and let's see if that helps. Now, if you have acid reflux or heartburn or burping, gas, bloating, you might want to come see me because that would help tremendously. And then getting out and moving is going to be very important because that pumps what's called lymphatics through your body. Muscles contract and pump lymphatics, which can then help take the stress off the liver. So those are some things I'd like you to try and do this for me. Do it for 3 weeks and then call me back and let me see how we did. How about that? My pleasure. Okay, there we go. Let's lots of callers. Tom, how can we make your day better? Mm-hmm. Wow, that's great. Well, thank you, Tom. Sure. Wow. Uh-huh. Well, that's great, Tom. I'm so glad that you cut back that insulin so much. And that was a show on diabetes, right? Excellent. Thanks so much, Tom. I appreciate those kind words. Keep listening, okay? Thanks a lot. And folks, if you go to the website, drjoe.com, Tom was just saying he was insulin dependent, and in the past he's been doing so well, he just happened to stumble on a show on diabetes that we did, and in the last month he only took insulin twice, which is just insane, becoming, every day taking it to twice a month. That's great. And I'm sure he's going to continue on that route and hopefully get better still. If you go to the website, in the upper right-hand corner, there's a search bar. Type in the words that you're looking for, and let's see if we have something on there for you. And if you don't, you can always send us your question through the website, drjoe.com. I'm more than happy to answer your questions for you. And once again, I got to say it one more time before the show's out, the minimum amount of nutrients you should be taking, Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source. Those are the minimums. They're relatively inexpensive. They're 2 powders. I take a scoop of each. I mix them together and shake it up. They taste great. And I do it for a month, make the investment, see what happens. If I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. So most people are extremely happy when they take the supplements because their body is so depleted in nutrients, most of us are, and they start getting nutrients back into their body, and that makes them very happy. Now, Garrett is going to hand me something, and, oh, here we go. Okay, if you use the code PAIN, P-A-I-N, when you order, this, what, 5 days?
It'll work for, yes, it'll work for 6 days,
6
actually.
days, okay. When you order, if you type in the code PAIN as you're getting out, right, the last, okay.
Coupon code on the checkout page,
you'll get
PAIN.
10% off your entire order. Now that's insane, and Garrett loves spending my money, I know that, but 10% off your entire order, just type in PAIN as your code there, and that's on the website, drjoe.com. If you want to make an appointment to come see us, in Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge, Atlanta area, we have offices, and my doctors would love to meet with you and see if this is something we think we can help. Stop suffering needlessly. So many patients come to us literally every day and say, why didn't I do this sooner? Why did I suffer for so long? So stop suffering. Let's see if we can help you. And there's no guarantees, of course, but if we can't help you, we're going to tell you that. If we think we can, we're going to tell you that too. So go to website drjoe.com or just call 844-44-Dr. and that would help tremendously to get you well and keep you well. Linda, real quick, how can we make you better? How can we make your day better? Yes. Yeah. Couple of things I would recommend with the tremors. Number one, you got to make sure the digestive system is working because the stomach breaks down proteins into amino acids, which becomes the neurotransmitters. Glutamine becomes GABA, which suppresses the tremors. So I would get her on Digestive Enzymes, Super Greens, and Essential Source right away. Make sure she has enough vitamin D. A lot of research on Parkinson's and vitamin D right now, so make sure she's getting about 5,000 international units of vitamin D. All those supplements are on my website, drjoe.com. And chiropractic care seems to help too because it opens up the nerve supply up into the brain. And she's got to cut out all her sugar. I know we're out of time here. All her sugar, Linda. Breads, cookies, cakes, donuts, and pastas, okay? All right, got to run. Any other questions, send them to me through the website. And folks, if I didn't get you on, Amy, I'm sorry about that. Send me your questions through the website, drjoe.com. Hey, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.
At a certain age, we all start to feel the effects of aging.
Hey, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for liking us and following us and sending your kind words out to us. And tell your friends about the show because we want to naturally get you well and keep you well. We'll catch you next week.